All right, how's it going, guys? Just decided to make a short little video because I noticed this thing lying around in my apartment. So, let me just tell you a story. One time I played a concert in the woods. It was like at a campsite, and the electricity was very flaky. It was just basically the whole stage was powered from one source. So every time, for example, a kick drum would hit and the PA would try to amplify that kick drum, the lights would just dim. And I have a pedal board with a bunch of pedals, and watch my rig rundown video. But basically, I just have simple pedals, all by Boss. I have a Morley wah, I have a distortion pedal, and I have a little zoom processor, which is digital. So what was happening is that if the electricity, if it was a spike or a dip in the electrical current, my zoom would restart. So it would just say, welcome to zoom, so at first I was hopeful that that problem would go away, but I wound up just unplugging that pedal from my pedal board because it was just causing interruptions in my sound. Everything else, every single pedal and the amp, everything was working fine. So I decided to get a power attenuator. So basically like a battery that can last for something like 2 minutes with if you have an interruption in power, and I thought that would work, but no, it still caused my pedals to reset, my zoom pedal to reset. So like a simple test, just unplugging that thing from the power supply, and until it realized like, oh crap, I need to actually turn on the battery, there would be an interruption that would cause a reset in my zoom pedal. So I went and I found this thing. You can just it's Paxceess. I found it on Amazon. It was about $140, and it's a little battery, probably a battery from a scooter or something like that, and it has your USB inputs, and most importantly, it has an outlet with all the different kind of countries, like your European outlet is here. So what I did as an experiment in the studio, I just decided to run my pedal board off of it, and we had a 3-hour rehearsal. So for an hour and a half, I ran the pedal board from it, and it worked great, with the exception of one thing. One of the pedals, and it was a passive pedal actually, it was like a volume cut pedal. Whenever I pressed that pedal, there would be noise. And I think it's just because this thing is not really grounded, because it's just a battery. So I think that was the source of the problem. But I don't use that pedal a lot, so it worked beautifully. And for the remaining hour and a half, I ran my guitar amplifier off of it, and it sounded fantastic. No noise, no hum. And when I was done with the rehearsal, the battery was 2/3 full. So, in short, if you're playing at a questionable place with questionable sound, electricity, and whatever, get one of these. And I could easily play an entire show just off of this battery with the amp and with the pedal board. It's fantastic. It's small. It's really light. It's got a speaking of lights, it's got a light. See? And perfect for your camping adventures. You can power your phone. You can inflate your inflatable mattress and play guitar. So there you go. And just another thing to remind you is that guitar amplifiers surprisingly don't need a lot of power to power them. Surprisingly, you would think it just like needs megavolts of power, but no, you can clearly run it off of this thing. And what's funny is that when I was charging my computer through this thing, it got drained in like an hour and a half. So an amplifier ran for an hour and a half and the pedal board for another hour and a half, but the computer just made it die instantly. So just some thoughts, some advice, and thanks for watching.